Hi, this is On Imagination with a Healing Garden, and I am talking about ethical identity. That's right. These are the words. An ethical identity is knowing which of the 12 ethics you are and what that all encompasses. The 12 ethics are absolutely inside of us from the moment we are born. They are part of being a human being. There are only 12, and they are absolutely predictable. They are so predictable that in the 1970s, Dr. Graves created an entire paper on them. He only got 8 of them down, though, and he called them spiral dynamics. Now, if you've heard of spiral dynamics, imagine an iceberg, and he scratched the little surface. My work is the iceberg underneath. That is the 12 ethical perspectives, stages of human growth and evolution. They are massive. Every single one of us passes through these 12 ethics. This is the life journey. This is the pilgrimage. This is the progression of everything that is the human existence, the 12 ethics. The majority of us are at the 4th ethic. The majority of us are at the 4th ethic. Which ethic you are at is going to determine your values, your priorities, your current challenge in life, your current obstacle, your strengths, and your weaknesses. It's going to determine your visibility, and every single one of these things is highly predictable. It is not every person is different. An identity is different. These belong to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is painfully predictable. The identity is unique. The ethics do not belong to the identity. They belong to the subconscious mind, which is agonizingly identical. So when you understand the right order of operations of the 12 ethics, and you understand the personality types that arise from each and every one of these ethics, you literally have society figured out. You can hire people based off of their ethics. You can host events based off of their ethics. You can date. I really recommend you date based off of your ethics. We have this mindset of trying to find everything else around. Let me show you this. This is exactly what it is. Imagine you've got a point right at the center. And this point is a big unknown. But over here, we're going to talk about interests and qualities. And over here, we're going to talk about political views. And over here, we're going to talk about environmental concerns. And over here, we're going to talk about dreams and wishes. And over here, we're going to talk about struggles and frustrations. These are the ethics. These are the ethics. And every one of these points that are all over the place are 100% a consequence to your ethic. And as you shift from ethic to ethic, from perspective to perspective, every one of these clumps of everything shifts with the ethic. So you could be first ethic over here, and as soon as you shift into that second ethic, it's going to immediately shift everything. So suddenly you'll wake up being a completely different person, and your family will look at you like, I don't know what happened to you. You turned 15 and suddenly you're a completely different person. You had a perspective shift. That's what happened. You'd be sitting there going through life, being obedient, doing everything you were told. 35 hits, suddenly you wake up and you're a different person, and your family's like, what the hell happened to you? You were fine until X happened. That's a perspective shift. You're 5 and you're 6 and you're sweet and everyone loves you and you have life all figured out in 5 and 6. It's all about ice cream and being happy. And then you understand the way of the world and you have an existential crisis at 7 or 8. You had a perspective shift. So when you have these perspective shifts, it's life altering. It's the moment you wake up and go, I need to divorce my husband. It's the moment in life you say, oh my God, I must go buy this car. Those are perspective shifts. It is when you transfer your entire ethical identity from point A to point B. So how does this affect your business? In every way imaginable and possible. Let's start with you, the business owner. So the business owner wakes up at the 5th ethic. This is always the 5th ethic. Every 5th ethic goes, I'm going to be a business owner when I grow up. Every 5th ethic does this. 100% of all human people who hit the 5th ethic says, I have to self-govern now. I can't have a boss. I'm going to be my own boss. Every one of us does this. Now, if you've not hit the 5th ethic, then you haven't done it yet, but it's coming if you evolve and if you learn, it's going to happen. So you hit that fifth ethic and you decide you're going to be a business owner. So you go out and you build your business and you do what everybody says you're going to do. And it might be going great for you until you hit the sixth ethic. Now, at the sixth ethic, your priorities are going to change. Suddenly, you're going to care about ethics a lot. You're going to care about the way the planet is. You're going to care about how your business is now producing a whole lot of things that toxic and hurt the planet. And that's suddenly going to be a problem. You remember when Tony Stark was captured by, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. You remember when Tony Stark was captured by terrorists and he got out and he's like, I'm shutting it down and we're going to do something ethical. Tony Stark experienced a perspective shift from the fifth ethic to the sixth ethic. That's what it looks like. That's what's coming for you. You keep learning and it's going to happen. So as soon as you hit that fifth to sixth ethic wall, every business owner goes, oh crap, now I've got to be ethical. Suddenly sales does feel dirty. Crap, they were right. And now you've got a problem because what's the ethical business manner? That's what I do. That is 100% what I teach. I found the ethical business formula with logic, math, and physics. I found it in Mother Nature. I built this formula, all of it. And now I have the entire formula for every business model that literally goes from dream to Z that is matched up to Mother Nature's business model. And the best part is it revolves around this ethical identity. So to simplify all of this, because it is a really big thing to upgrade a business model, instead of tearing down your business, rebranding, all you have to do is get a plug-in, which I've got. It's a plug-in where we just plug it into your business and poof, it completely reformats everything. Now, it's not going to be, it's simple. Oh, it's very simple, but it's not going to be easy for some people. There might be some growing pains because it is a transitional period. However, because we are using the 12 ethics and we are bringing them into the company, it's like turning on whatever size business you have. It's going to be turning on a bunch of light bulbs where everyone goes, oh my God, that makes so much more sense. And suddenly you will all understand each other instantly. It's fantastic. It really is. Suddenly you're going to be like a fifth perspective, looking at a second perspective going, oh, that's why I can't stand you now. Oh, it'll suddenly make sense. Suddenly the fourth perspective will look at the sixth perspective and goes, oh, so that's what's been wrong with you this whole time. I understand you now. And suddenly the anger and the fusion will just settle down because everyone will suddenly understand everybody else. Now, here's the thing. Every one of these ethics has their own language, has their own clothing, has their own styles, has their own priorities, has their own everything. So as a result, there's a whole lot of people who are second, third, fourth perspectives looking at the fifth, sixth, seventh perspectives going, what is wrong with you? And the seventh, sixth, and fifth perspectives are looking at the second, third, and fourth perspectives going, what is wrong with you? Why do you have to be such an asshole? And then the second, third, and fourth perspectives look at the fifth, sixth, and seventh perspectives going, why do you have to be so weird? You know, so this is pretty much what the planet is. And there is a rift, a schism that occurs between the fourth and the sixth perspective. It's the fifth perspective again. So there's like a little ethical joke here. So I gotta inform you of this. The fifth ethic suffers from a divide. I wouldn't say suffer. They have a divide. They're split down the middle. The fifth ethics will either gravitate towards the fourth. So they're like traditional fifths. Or the fifth ethic will gravitate towards the sixth, and they'll be millennial fifths. They'll be like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to continue growing. Now, ironically, Gen X's, who are also fifth ethics, do the same thing. Where Gen X's will go, no, I'm going to be over here and I'm going to be more like a baby boomer Gen X. And then you've got your millennial Gen X's who are like, no, I'm going to be like, so they're also split down the middle. So Gen X, and that fifth ethical perspective is really the dividing line. And it is like the line. It's the Mason-Dixon line. And you've got literally the foundationals, first, second, third, and fourths. And then you've got sixth perspective plus and everybody else. And the fifths are split down the middle. Now, you've got some fifth perspectives who are neutral, where they're like, screw you both, I'm going to do my own thing. And those are the funny memes that we read when fourths are, well, fourths, I got to translate this from abstractic over to common language. Let me think. Baby boomers really can't stand millennials, and millennials can't stand baby boomers, but both of you have forgotten that there's a generation in the middle that hates you both. That is the fifth ethical perspective, the neutral fifth ethic, that hates on both the fourth and the sixth. There's also the fifth that gravitates to baby boomers, the fifth that gravitates towards the millennial. The millennial are all being born on the fifth and the sixth side, and the baby boomers are stopping in between the fourth and the fifth perspective. So as we grow and we all evolve through these stages, you're going to see this shift happening. Now, this is going to absolutely change buyer. It's going to change trend. It's going to change societal wave. It's going to change pretty much everything, especially the more we become aware of it. And here's the other thing, only 5 perspectives can exist at the same time. It's really weird, but there's no first perspective, ethical perspectives. I mean, there's first perspective, but there's no society that's first perspective. So as the society shifts into the 6th and 7th perspective, specifically the 6th perspective, which is where we're heading to, the second perspectives are going to drop out. And it's going to continue to evolve. So we're literally shifting through time. And this is literally how time moves in the abstract. So your ethical identity is understanding where you are in this spectrum. And it's a spectrum. It's not a hierarchy. That is 100%. Everybody who is 6th perspective and lower, that's how they think, is hierarchy. It's actually a spectrum. Once you get into the 7th perspective and higher, everything goes hierarchy and we're all equal footing. So it's a spectrum. So everyone is just, oh, you're over there. Oh, you're over there. Oh, you're over there. Oh, you're next to me. And that's what it is. Everyone's just over there, but we're all on equal footing. So what ends up happening is if you are a 6th ethical perspective, then you're going to prioritize your traditions. You're going to prioritize your culture. You are going to prioritize your religion, most likely more than anything. You might prioritize the gang that you are part of or a mafia. This is absolutely that 2nd ethical perspective. If you are a 5th perspective, you are CEO, business executive all the way, and that is your Wall Street. That is where they are. That is 5th ethical perspective. Now, you could be 5th ethical perspective stuck in the 3rd ethical perspective. You could be a 6th ethical perspective who's been forced to live as a 2nd ethical perspective. This is where everyone starts to go, oh my God, that's what happened to me. Yes, it's called perspective abuse. It is the most toxic, horrible thing there is when you are of the ethical perspective that you've been forced to live as another ethical perspective. This is what mask wearing is, where you're over here in this perspective and you're told you have to be this way. So you wear and pretend to be a perspective that you're not. What you're really doing is blending into one of the 12 perspectives. Now, right now in our culture, the majority of everyone is a 4th perspective. With the 5th perspectives growing, the 4th perspectives are starting to shrink down in size, and the 6th perspectives are really starting to grow and go all out there. In fact, that is absolutely what is happening. We are seeing a massive wave of 6th perspectives, and this is the best part. It's messing around with physics. There's a whole lot of physics involved here, and you should see the physics side of it, and it's really exciting. And it's like, yes, it might be messing with the electromagnetic field of the Earth a lot of it. But, you know, it's all right. It's going to be absolutely all right. It's just physics. And it's really cool. Your GPS may not work for a while, but it's going to be cool. So your ethical identity is what is at the core of who you are. It's what is your core value. So when you meet somebody, it's really what you need to be talking about. Not so, what are your likes and your interests? No. You need to be talking about your theme. You need to be talking about your theme, and you need to be talking about your ethical identity, because that is where you find your people. This is the other thing, is if you are a 6th ethical perspective, you're a black sheep. I'm going to tell you right now, 6 ethical perspectives is every black sheep in the world. Every black sheep in the world is going, I don't have anyone like me. I am so different. I don't have anybody. I'm a lone wolf. You are all 6 ethical perspectives. You are all the people who the 4th perspective says, you don't belong in our society because you don't fit. Get out. And the 5th perspective said, well, I'm going to go build a business now. And, you know, you guys do your thing. I'm going to go over here and be a corporate person. So they're going to go off and they'll go into corporate. And the 4th perspectives are like, all right, you're contributing to society. We will allow you. And there's your 4th perspectives. The 6th perspectives are sitting there going, no, we got to go do something for nature and different because it's ethical and it's the right thing to do. And there's something going on over here, the 6th perspectives say. And it scares a lot of people because they don't understand it. Imagine this. It's like talking, literally, it's like talking about a lot of big political things to a bunch of 5-year-olds. And it's not at all, and it's really not. It's just they don't have the same perspective yet. They're not there yet. And once you have a higher visibility or a wider visibility, let's call it a wider visibility. Once you have a wider visibility, your comprehension for things really spans up, opens up, and you do understand a lot more. Now, every one of these perspectives has their own strength, has their own weakness. And here's the thing, we really need to work together, because there's a lot of things that every one of us can't do without the others. Like, it is absolutely a symbiotic relationship, and we are absolutely screwed if we do not work together. So that all being said, when you are looking into your ethical identity and understanding where you fit into the everything, it really clarifies a lot of the abuse you had. It clarifies the problems you're having possibly with your relationship. It explains how a business works. It explains how society works. It explains literally everything you can possibly think of. It's really cool. That being said, if you're wanting to learn more about this, all I talk about is the 12 ethics. All I do is educate morning, noon, and night about the 12 ethics, how they affect every single aspect of our lives, and what they do once you plug these 12 ethics, once the knowledge is plugged into a business, how it absolutely fits into a business and what to do about it. If you are out there marketing, and this is something that I found this today, and I was like, oh, you just need to market to your ethical identity. So when you are choosing a demographic, or you are trying to figure out who do I want to work with, and you're being told to look at all of these characteristics, that is a lot of, we're going to just set that aside. We're going to do something different. What you want to do is determine your ethical identity. Now, your ethical identity is going to have a problem. And bottom line, that's it. Your ethical identity has one problem. It is the summation of all of your problems, your one problem. Now, I am a 6+ ethical perspective. So I have one problem. The world is not ethical enough for me. That's my problem. That is my problem. The world is not ethical enough for me. So as a result, that is my target problem. That is my core problem. So when I go to people, now I don't have to think about anything else, because this is ethical identity. Now we're talking ethics. So I don't have to do 99% of the work of find your demographic. What do they like? Where are they looking? What books? I don't have to do that. Now I can just go, I'm looking for an ethical identity. Here's my ethical identity. The world's not ethical enough for me. Who's with me? That's it. There you go. Because I know everyone who says me, I feel that way, is going to be my people. They're all going to be 6 perspectives. They're all going to be into yoga. They're all going to have the same characteristics as I. They're all going to be around the same age. I know this. I know this. But I don't have to do any of that research anymore, because I have the ethical identity, which is the world's not ethical enough for me, and I seek to upgrade it. Who's with me? When you work with the ethics, it simplifies everything. It's really simple after this. Very simple. See, when you know your ethical identity, you can immediately market to just your ethical identity, and you know you are just going to attract your ethical identity. It's really amazingly simple. Like, you can even go onto a resume. I'm looking for 4th perspectives. Done. You're looking for 4th perspectives. Yeah, that's it. You want leadership? Okay, 5th ethical perspective. You're looking for the 5th ethics. If you want leaders, go 5th ethics. You're wanting people to work in your factory. Those are foundationals. You're going to want 1st, 2nds, or 3rds. Actually, 1st perspectives really need to be doing something different. 1st perspectives really we've got to make space for the 1st perspectives, a lot of space. I have a plan for the 1st perspectives. But the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th perspectives, there you go. There you go. That's it right there. If you are looking for factory work, if you are looking for blue collar job, you want 2nd, 3rd, and 4th perspective. 2nd, 3rd, 4th perspective. If you are wanting leaders and managers, 5th perspective, oh, you want 5th perspective, do not hire 3rd perspectives for that position. That would be really foolish. You want 5th ethical perspective. And if you are looking for somebody who cares about the planet, somebody who has the same passion as you, where you are absolutely driven to make sure you are getting the best customer service, 6th ethical perspective. That's what you want. You want 6th ethical perspective. That's where your customer service people are going to be. See how much easier all this is with the ethics? Oh, there's so much more. These things are amazingly like, whoa. And once a person identifies and understands, oh, that's my ethical perspective. I'm in the wrong perspective. I'm married to the wrong person. I'm in the wrong country. It's a thing. It's a thing. And once you start to understand and carve out more of this understanding of your ethical identity, it really allows you to better structure everything in your life. So you can actually, well, life just gets really easy. Life gets so much easier once you understand your ethical perspective. So thank you so much. And to learn more, click on my links, look around, and may the kindest of words always find you.